Here's a look at the pairs that I'm going to look at this week. This week is Thanksgiving, Thursday, so the liquidity is going to be very, very low this week. So I don't know if I'm going to actually take any trades or not, but however, I will be watching the markets. If an opportunity grants itself, I'm going to take it. Simply on the Euro USD, all I'm looking for is for a push down into this area here. As long as we don't close any 8-hour candles below here, I'm going to re-enter the long I took Friday, looking for the market to push up above here and take out these stops. I want to sell to these buy orders. So basically I'll get long, I'll put my stop underneath that candle that creates a wick down and take position, 2/3 of the position off once price gets to this area. At that point, I will move the stop out to break even for current continuation trades to the upside. I am bearish on the dollar, so that's why I'm looking long on Euro USD. Also, this thing has been trading in a massive range, and if there's a chance for it to break out in the next week or so, then I definitely want to be riding that, because once we get above these highs, this thing can take off and we could get a really nice move to the upside. So once again, the definitely gonna not want to see that 8-hour close below there. If it does, then chances are we're gonna move lower and then possibly just trade range bound for the week. Aussie Yen. Last week we had a lot of yen weakness, which allowed all the pairs trading against it to move up bullishly. Aussie wasn't the strongest pair, but I like to watch Aussie and New Zealand for my yen trades. These are risk on, risk off pairs, and there's definitely risk on in the market. So what I'm looking here is this is a bullish push up, and we cleared out this high. So this market structure has changed from bearish to bullish to me. This move down is just a correction. It's not really tough, hard selling. Basically, it's just corrective in nature. So what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to look for price to push down into this area to give me an opportunity to get long ahead of this descending resistance line here. That way, if price does move up into that, I want to take off 2/3 of the position, basically, so I'm not getting, just in case price doesn't continue out of this area. I'm looking for price to break out of this area, but I definitely want to have a lot of my risk off at that point, just in case it gets rejected here and moves lower. New Zealand yen, basically the same thing, big strong push, took out this market structure up here, so now I'm looking for bullish entries. We trade down into this area here, I will look to get long, same scenario, take off 2/3 of the position in front of this resistance. That way, if price doesn't continue, I did still get a profitable trade out of the market. If price does continue, which I'm looking for it to do so, that will be a much larger trade. USD CAD. USD CAD, I got short on USD CAD on this push up and then traded down. I took off profits and moved my stop to above, just above this high. And when we got this bullish push, it took me out of the trade. I am looking for this to continue lower. However, I will also be watching for any 8-hour closes above that level. If that happens, then I will probably be waiting for price to push up higher and then show rejection. If it continues to push up, then I am no longer worried about this. To be quick and simple, if it closes an 8-hour above this line, I no longer look for short entries until I get another signal later on into the week or into next week. Pound dollar. Pound has been really choppy because of Brexit. As long as that Brexit news is out there, then pound is going to react all crazy like this. So it hasn't been really trading really easily. It's in a tightened condensed range here. I'm going to be looking for basically the same thing on this. If we close an 8-hour candle below this line or below these lows, then I have to wait for another setup to happen. I can't just take the trade. Once that happens, the market has changed from more of a bullish bias to weakness. We don't want to be taking longs in a weak market. However, the market isn't weak as far as the near term trend. It is definitely up. It's just I look for smaller entries or smaller opportunities. I'm not really looking for this to break out this week, but anything's possible. So with that, I'll just say good luck, good night, and happy trading.